Shirley Jackson, when you want to know what's really going on, you talk to the experts.
Yes, you do.
We really want to know what's going on with real estate, especially with that 0.75% interest rate hike yesterday. Yeah. So we go to the expert, the woman who has her finger on the pulse. Good morning, Kathy Helbig.
So do I. Good morning. Good morning. We're all waiting to see what happens. No. Yes, the Fed did jack the rates, and everybody the sky is falling on a lot of the real estate news out there, but. It's not necessarily an immediate effect on mortgage. It can be.
Right.
We're expecting it probably will be, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. So a lot of people confuse that with the Fed raising rates. Okay. Sure. So, but what we are seeing is definitely a little bit of a slowdown. We've seen less mortgage applications, even less this week. I think it's 50% down last week, down of mortgage applications for purchases are down this week, and they were down 7% last week. So
right. So less people
buying.
Less people are wanting to apply for a mortgage.
Correct. Now, the big news that's happening this week that hasn't completely made it out there yet is that locally, at least in St. Louis and then some of the bigger cities, I've gotten word from several different of the big institutional buyers or the hedge funds that are in here buying up all that property. So you've heard me talking for a couple of years about. Remember, we had somebody that was, buy, you can live in your house, and you can do 21-day close. Those people are gone.
Really?
Like this week, they said, nope, they're putting a pause on buying, so that if you've been looking at homes for $400,000 or below, that was one of your big competitors. So they were coming in and buying up 10s, 20s, 50s houses a month in that price point.
Really?
In areas that had affordable housing, yes. So they were coming in with no inspections, no appraisals, cash.
And they were going to take them and then turn them into rentals.
And they're turning them into rentals. They're holding them for like 10 years.
Holy mackerel.
So 3 or 4 of the big funds this week pause buying.
Okay.
So how long it's going to be, they're waiting to see what the securitization of money, where that's going to be, how much they're going to have to spend on money to get houses again. So that's out of the competition. So if you're one of those buyers that kept getting beat, come back to the market right now, because you might be in a position where there's less offers on the table in the next few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
So there's a whole other side of that. So they were buying homes under $500,000?
Yes.
I have a random question, and I think McGraw, we may have talked about this, and maybe with you, Kathy. I get these random spam texts from people. Kelly, we want to buy your house at, and the address and everything.
Yes.
I get at least once a week.
Mm-hmm. Oh, I get them more
and
than
I just block them.
Yeah. But so they're buying lists out there, and basically they're wholesalers that are looking for fix and flips or fix and holds.
It is so annoying.
I know it is annoying, but
it's very much.
But a lot of people respond to those. A lot of people respond to those and like, hey, there is an audience still. I just met with an investor yesterday. They're not pausing buying. They're the local people that are going to look at a house and either buy it and hold it, buy it and flip it.
Right.
So they have different models. So they're still buying, and they are the type of people that you're on their list. Mm-hmm. So they will reach out, and they're probably going to crank it up a notch right now.
Because you can't get off the list, can you? Not
really, no. There are people that want that convenience factor. There's people that, because here's the deal, guys. You can sell your house to an investor and it be easy.
Right.
You're probably not going to make as much money.
Right. You're not going to get market value for it.
Right. Yeah. So you have to know going in that I could take the time, fix it up, put it on the market, and I'm probably going to make a lot more money. But there's those people out there that just go, it's not worth it to me. I don't want to have to clean it out. Some of these guys will buy it with all the stuff, you get rid of it. You get the dumpster. You take all the stuff out.
You take your suitcase and leave, and we'll take care of the rest.
So there is an audience for that. So there is some of those guys that are still out there. So if you're in that position and that's the type of sale that you want, we definitely have guys to hook you up with for that. But the big institutional buyers are slowing down. They're taking a pause on buying right now. So that means if you're a seller and you've been on the fence,
right?
Man, it's like, get going, because I'm getting nervous for the sellers that are like, I'm thinking about it, because we don't know when it's going to turn around just a little bit.
But every expert says there's still going to be more demand than there is supply.
Correct. Now, but it's going to slow down that appreciation.
Right.
So we're still seeing people that have been looking at what's happened in the market for the last 12 months that have been thinking about selling, that are projecting where they're going to be, and that we might have to reevaluate that at this point.
Right.
Because we are seeing a little bit less offers on houses. We're seeing inspection contingencies come back in. appraisal contingencies
come back in. A little more normalcy.
Yes, so they're starting to creep back into a normal type of market. We're still going to have supply and demand issue, but as rates continue to go up too, then some people are going to go,
I'm going to hold off, right?
Maybe I'm going to wait, or maybe I can't go $25,000 over because now my rate just jumped 0.75%.
Right.
So there are all these little bitty factors that can affect it and start to balance it a little bit. So again, as a seller, it's not too late. There's still demand out there. If you're been thinking about, now is your time. Don't keep thinking about it. We're halfway through summer at this point too.
Right.
But a buyer, you might have renewed hope right now.
All right. So get back in. And call Kathy Helbig.
Boxing gloves back on. Next round.
I know a lot of buyers who are like, it's just not worth it. I'm exhausted, losing out. And so now you're saying,
yes,
get your second wind.
For sure. And there are definitely, if you're in that earlier price point that I talked about, definitely get back out there because there should be some less competition fighting for those homes right now.
When I get one of those emails or text messages, I just say, give me a number. Or I say something like $1 million.
Yeah.
$1 million. And then I don't hear from them.
Crickets, right?
Yeah, and then I don't hear from them.
Yeah, exactly. I'll stop texting you.
314-2760. 314-2760.